Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna do some comparison for the quality test of the camera of the drones. We're gonna test the affordable drones right now, the DJI Neo, the DJI Mini 4K, the DJI 3, just the Mini 3, not the Pro, and the DJI Mini 4 Pro. So right now we are in Colombia, we are in the Tatacoa Desert. This is the most beautiful landscapes that we can get in Colombia. So we want to talk about why we do this test in Tatacoa Desert. Tatacoa spans over 330 square kilometers, right next to Villavieja in Huila. It's a land of red canyons and the Cusco area and great formations in Los Hoyos, full of incredible colors, shapes and textures that really challenge a camera. At night, this place becomes one of the best spots in Colombia for stargazing. Thanks to its low light pollution and clear skies, people travel from all over the world to see this. Even though we call it a desert, Tatacoa is technically a tropical dry forest that dry over the time. That's why you'll see the cacti, scrubs, and eroded clay that forms this natural labyrinth. It's one of those places where every direction looks like a different planet. It's also about 1 hour from Neiva, making it one of the easiest and most beautiful landscapes to visit in Colombia. So yes, this place is stunning by day and magical by night. So this is the best place to get this shot, to get the quality of the camera. We're not gonna compare how far or the battery test or something, no, just the quality camera. And we're not gonna touch any settings of the camera, just automatic, just like me, I'm a drone user, so we know that the Mini 5 Pro is coming out. By the way, I'm already ordered the Mini 5 Pro, and it's coming right now.
¿Cómo así? ¿Otro dron?
Yeah, another drone. Sí, otro drone. So we're gonna have some fun doing this test, just the camera, just for the affordable drones, because there's a lot of people who asking me, Luis, what kind of drone should I buy? Mira, ya viene la lluvia. There's a rain coming there, so it's gonna be quick. So there's a lot of people who asking me which drone should I buy. So this is the proposal of this video, to check what kind of drone do you need, just the quality of the camera, okay? Not the technical, not how far the range test or something. No, there's a lot of videos in YouTube that you can find and to check that. All of these drones can get around 10 kilometers, but there's no battery for that. So right now we're gonna start. By the way, thank you my uncle Alvaro to lend me the Mini 4K. Thank you, uncle, for doing this test. So let's get started. Go.
Now we are starting with the DJI Neo, the smallest and most playful drone in this lineup. It weighs only about 135 grams, which means it's lighter than most smartphones. Because of that, it's incredibly easy to carry anywhere. It literally fits in your jacket pocket. The Neo shoots 4K video at 30 frames per second, and even though it is small, it still delivers very sharp, clean images for social media and travel content. It also has built-in storage of about 22 gigabytes, so you don't even need to insert a memory card for quick flights. One of the coolest things about the Neo is that it can fly directly from your phone using the DJI app. You don't always need the remote controller, perfect for those quick moments when something amazing happens and you just want to get a shot immediately. Because it's so light, the Neo isn't made for strong winds. You might notice the image move a little when the breeze gets stronger here in the Tatacoa Desert, especially above the canyons. That's totally expected. The stabilization works electronically and mechanically, but the wind still plays a role. In auto mode, it handles color automatically, and the result is usually vibrant and slightly warm. It captures the reds of Tatacoa very naturally, especially around the Cusco area where the clay formations shine under sunlight. Battery life is around 13 to 15 minutes depending on wind and temperature, so it's more for short, spontaneous flights, not for long cinematic missions. Overall, the DJI Neo is like a pocket story maker. It's not for professionals chasing perfect shots. It's for everyday travelers who want to capture the world quickly and easily. Another cool thing about the DJI Neo is how quickly it powers on and connects, usually in just a few seconds. This makes it one of the fastest drones to take off when something interesting suddenly happens, like a bird flying by or light hitting the desert rocks just right. Because it's so light, it's also one of the safest drones to fly near people. If it bumps into something, the kinetic energy is minimal, a big reason why beginners love it. It's practically harmless compared to heavier drones. You can also use quick shots modes like drone, circle, and rocket. These are fully automatic flight patterns that create cinematic clips without any manual flying skills. In a place like Tatacoa, where the landscape is open and dramatic, these modes make it easy to create professional-looking sequences in seconds. Another curiosity, the Neo's gimbal is simplified compared to bigger models, but it still does a great job smoothing the motion. It's also used DJI's EIS, Electronic Image Stabilization, to help keep things steady when the wind changes. It's worth noting that the DJI Neo charges very fast, usually under an hour, so you can rotate batteries and keep flying. In short, this is the perfect grab-and-go drone, simple, fast, fun, and safe for anyone to use.
Take off. Home points updated.
Next up, the DJI Mini 4K, a great starting point for anyone entering the drone world. This drone weighs about 246 grams, staying just under the 249 grams limit that makes flying simple in many countries. It records true 4K video at 30 frames per second using a 3-axis gimbal, which keeps the image stable even in moderate winds. The Mini 4K has a flight time of around 25 minutes, which is impressive for its small battery. In this test out of the Tatacoa Desert, you can see how it keeps the horizon steady even with the desert gusts. It has a camera sensor of 1/2.3 inches, which is about the same size as a smartphone sensor, but it combined with the gimbal stabilization, it delivers surprisingly cinematic results. Another nice thing about this drone is how quiet and smooth the controls feels. It's perfect for people who are learning. You don't need advanced camera knowledge, just tap auto, fly, and it does the rest. Colors from the Mini 4K are a bit cooler compared to the Neo, slightly more neutral tones. When you look at the gray zone of Tatacoa, called Los Hoyos, you can see how it handles soft contrast beautifully. This model doesn't have obstacle avoidance sensor like the higher versions, so always keep it within line of sight, but for basic 4K footage it's one of the best value options available. It's lightweight, reliable, and extremely easy to repair or maintain. That's why I often call it the best first drone for beginners. The Mini 4K is part of DJI's long tradition of making drones under the 250 gram limit. That's why you often see the Mini family mentioned in drone regulations. In many countries, drones under this weight don't need a special license, which makes it easier to fly in more places responsibly. Even though it's an entry-level drone, it still inherits many features from the older Mini 2 and Mini SE, including precise GPS positioning and automatic return to home. That means if it loses the signal or battery gets low, it will automatically fly back to its take-off point. A great safety feature for beginners. Its 4K camera can also shoot 2.7K at 60 frames per second, which can give smoother motion if you want slow motion effects. This is perfect for cinematic pans over wide areas like the Tatacoa Desert. The propellers are quiet and the overall sound footprint is small. It's a drone that feels very friendly, both to the pilot and the people nearby. In auto mode, exposure adapts quickly to changing sunlight, useful when flying from bright clay canyons to shaded areas. And although it is the cheapest in the lineup, its 3-axis gimbal gives footage that looks far beyond its price range. Now let's move to the DJI Mini 3, a favorite among many travelers. It also stays under the 249 gram limit but improves in almost every aspect compared to the Mini 4K. It offers a larger 1/1.3-inch sensor which captures more light, meaning better detail in shadows and highlights. The Mini 3 shoots 4K at 30 or 60 frames per second with this cine-like color profile support for flatter footage that you can color grade later. But even in auto mode, it produces balanced, soft colors, great for landscapes like Tatacoa. Flight time reached around 31 minutes under ideal conditions, one of the longest of this group. In our test here, it handled the desert wind gracefully and kept the image steady even at higher altitudes. A unique feature of the Mini 3 it is vertical shooting mode. You can rotate the camera 90 degrees to film in portrait format for reels, shorts or TikTok videos without cropping. When you look at the Mini 3's footage over the red canyons, notice the contrast and the soft shadows. The sensors manage colors temperature very well under strong sunlight. In auto mode, it has excellent exposure compensation, so even without a manual control, the footage looks professional. If the Neo is for casual users and the Mini 4K for beginners, the Mini 3 is a sweet spot, small enough to travel light but good enough for semi-professional content. The Mini 3 brought a big upgrade in design and camera rotation. That vertical shooting feature may seem simple, but for social media creators it's a game changer. You get full vertical resolution instead of cropping an horizontal video. It has 1/1.3-inch sensor in the same size as one of used in more expensive drones, which means you get beautiful shallow contrast and better dynamic range. The Mini 3 also has dual native ISO, which helps the camera handle both bright sunlight and shadowed areas smoothly. That's why even under Tatacoa's extreme light conditions, it still preserves detail in the sky. Battery options are another interesting detail. It supports two types, the standard intelligent flight battery and the Plus version that can fly for nearly 51 minutes in cold conditions. This drone also features downward obstacle sensors and precise hover control, so it stays incredibly stable for cinematic reviews.
Takeoff. Hardpoint updated.
So here comes the DJI Mini 4 Pro, one of the most advanced sub 250 gram drones in the world. This drone shoots up to 4K, that's 100 frames per second, supports 10-bit HDR video and captures 48 megapixels RAW photos. Its sensors is the same 1/1.3 inches type as the Mini 3, but the image processing and software are a huge step forward. It has omnidirectional obstacle senses, meaning it can detect obstacles in all directions. That's a big difference from the lower models, which only have downward sensors or not at all. When you watch these shots over the Tatacoa Valley, you'll see how smooth the footage is. Even when the wind changes direction, the camera barely moves. It also supports the D-Lock M color profile for post-production flexibility, but again, in this video we're running auto mode, so you can see what you get right out of the box. Battery life is around 28 to 30 minutes and includes the O4 transmission system, which gives better signal strength over longer distance, up to 20 kilometers in ideal conditions. In Tatacoa's open landscape, that's a real advantage. Colors are richer and contrast is higher than in the previous models. You can notice how the Mini 4 Pro renders the red and browns of the desert almost if you were there in person. This is the first Mini that truly feels professional while remaining small and easy to carry. The Mini 4 Pro marks a big leap in DJI's Mini line. It introduced 360-degree obstacle avoidance, which means it can detect and avoid objects in every direction, even when flying sideways or backwards. It also supports Active Track 360, allowing the drone to follow a subject automatically in circular or lateral patterns, useful for bloggers, cyclists, or travelers filming themselves hands-free. The Mini 4 Pro can capture slow-motion video at 100 frames per second in 4K, and the results are beautiful, perfect for emphasizing movements through the desert wind. It's light, it's powerful, and it feels like a professional drone disguised as a pocket device.
Okay guys, this is an update. When I was editing this video, something arrived to my home. Look what I have. Ta-da! Yes, this little guy arrived to my home. So I decided to came back to do the test. So we have to do all of the comparison for the video. So we have the Mini 5 Pro. So let's go into to fly this up and to see what happened. Okay, so let's go. So this is the little one. This is the little one. Fire this up. Okay.
Take off.
Okay.
Home point updated.
Okay, just automatic. 4K. No, I wanna 4K 30 FPS.
And finally, the wait is over. It's here. The DJI Mini 5 Pro at last is in my hands. By the way, please don't tell mom. The DJI Mini 5 Pro, which pushes the limits of what a mini drone can do. It features a 1-inch sensor with up to 50 megapixels capturing an incredible amount of detail. The video resolution reached 4K at 120 frames per second and it records a 10-bit color depth for professionals' great dynamic range. In terms of design, it still weighs under 249 grams but adds LiDAR-assisted obstacle sensing, which helps the drone maps its surrounding in real time. That means better stability and smoother movements around objects. Battery endurance is about 35 to 40 minutes, similar to the Mini 3 but with much more powerful processing. It used the O4 Plus transmission system for a stronger signal and better control even in complex environments. In this test over Tatacoa, the Mini 5 Pro shows the deep textures of the red and gray zones like the cinema camera. Notice the way the sunlight transitions across the surface. The 1-inch sensor handles those highlights beautifully. Another impressive thing is the low light performance. Even near sunset, it keeps excellent detail without visible noises. That's something early models couldn't do as well. So even though it still fits in your hand, the Mini 5 Pro gives you almost professional cinematic results without the size or complexity of bigger drones. The new DJI Mini 5 Pro takes everything from the 4 Pro and refines it to near perfection. It has 1-inch sensors, meaning each pixel collects more light. That's why colors and shadows look so natural, even in harsh environments like Tatacoa. The LiDAR-assisted obstacle detection, a technology usually reserved for larger professional drones. LiDAR helps map nearby surface with laser precision, improving both safety and stability. One more interesting thing, the Mini 5 Pro has better wind resistance, officially rated at level 6 up to 12 meters per second. That's why even here, where desert winds pick up during midday, it stays almost perfectly stable. Its body design also improves cooling and aerodynamics, helping it maintain performance during longer flights. So even though it is still under 249 grams, it feels like a professional drone that fits in your pocket. Now we have all 5 drones flying at the same time: the Neo, the Mini 4K, the Mini 3, the Mini 4 Pro and the Mini 5 Pro, side by side, captured under the same conditions here in the Tatacoa Desert. Each one is showing exactly almost the same path, so what you see now is a real world comparison, no color grading, no filters, just the pure automotive footage straight from each camera. Look closely at the sky tones, how the light fades across the canyons, and how each sensor reacts to highlights and shadows. Notice the Neo? Its image is slightly warmer, with more saturated reds in the clay, while the Mini 4K looks a bit cooler and sharper. The Mini 3 finds a nice balance, its tones feels natural and soft, a middle point between consumer simplicity and cinematic depth. Then the Mini 4 Pro, brighter highlights, cleaner edge, and a touch more detail in the horizon line, especially when you pause to look at the cactus shapes. And finally, the Mini 5 Pro. Look at how smooth the gradient is between the sky and land. The shadows stay deep but not crush it. The sunlight feels more like a film camera than a digital one. You can also compare how steady each drone looks against the desert wind. The lighter drones like the Neo and the Mini 4K move slightly in micro vibrations, while the heavier Mini 4 Pro and Mini 5 Pro almost look the frame in place. If you watch closely, you'll also see difference in dynamic range, the ability to capture both bright skies and dark ground without losing detail. The Mini 5 Pro clearly shows the best control here, but every model does a respectable job in its own way. So what you're seeing right now is not about which drone is better, it's about which image speaks to your style. Some prefer the warm and spontaneous tone of the Neo, others like the more cinematic feel of the Mini 4 Pro or Mini 5 Pro. In the end, the best drone isn't the most expensive, it's the one that inspires you to fly more often.
Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, this kind of video. Please subscribe for this channel, it's free and it helped me a lot. So thank you very much for watching. I do my best. If you guys have some commentary, please do it in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.